Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My husband and I just got back from a 2-week tent camping trip. We go tent camping every year in the fall, and it is such a wonderful time. It's refreshing. We get to rest and relax with some of our closest friends right before the hustle and bustle of the holiday season. Now, when we unloaded everything once we got home from camping, my house felt like a complete disaster. So, I'm going to take my time this week and do a little bit every day to get my house back in order and ready for the holiday season. If you feel like your house is disorganized and in need of not only a good clean but also some organization, then keep watching because over the course of this week, I'm going to clean and tidy up our entire home, and I'm going to try to video this throughout the week. So every video from here to the end of the week will be of me getting my house back in order. Sometimes when our home is disorganized and messy, the thought of preparing for Thanksgiving and Christmas can all just feel so overwhelming. Throughout this video, I'm going to give you what I hope will be some great tips to help you get your home back in order, as well as motivate and encourage you. So if you're stressed out and overwhelmed, keep watching because I really think this video will help you. Now, you may be thinking, Lorraine, why don't you just knock everything out in one day? Well, here on my channel, one thing that I have a heart for is mothers. I really want to help encourage women with children in the home that, you know what, you can't do what somebody without children can do in a day because you still have to tend to your children, and don't feel bad about that. And so I like to do things as though I have children so that way I can encourage and motivate you mothers out there, because sometimes when we watch these cleanup videos, it's like, most moms don't have time to do all those things that a lot of those women or maybe other moms can do, which I think that's awesome if you're able to do that. But I know some moms, it's like they would prefer to just spend time with their family and their children. And so if you can spread things out throughout the week, it's going to make it so much more attainable for you. And you'll probably actually enjoy doing housework so much more because you'll be able to really focus on one task at a time instead of feeling like you have to tackle all these spaces and all these things in your home all in the matter of one day. But without further ado, let's just get right into this video. Now, I already had my cup of coffee early this morning, so I'm going to go ahead and just make myself some yerba mate tea. Now, I have chickens and I haven't seen them for a couple of weeks, so the first thing I'm going to do is go tend to my chickens. If you would like me to do a tour of my chicken coop, please let me know in the comment section below. Now, I battled morning depression for several years, so while I'm out with my chickens, I'm going to talk to you about some attainable things that I did to overcome depression. Every single morning when you wake up, set your alarm for 2 to 5 minutes and take that time to pray. Ask God for grace to get out of the bed. Ask Him for a hunger and a desire to be with Him and to be in His Word. Ask Him to bless the works of your hands and everything that you do throughout your day. Ask for the spirit of self-control so that you will make wise food choices, and ask Him for grace to work out. Now, I say that because what you eat, as well as working out, really does help with depression. I found that taking a few minutes every single morning before I got out of bed to pray and ask the Lord for grace in that area helped me so much. I even had to pray for grace to get out of bed. You can also ask a close friend if they would be willing to walk through your journey with you in overcoming depression. Ask them if they would take a few minutes every morning while they are getting ready for the day to pray for you. Now, when I was overcoming depression, I didn't really have any close friends at the time, so my husband really partnered with me in that place of prayer. He prayed for me every single morning, and it made such a difference. Prayer is so powerful, and sometimes it just takes having somebody walk through things with you to be able to overcome them. If this is something that you struggle with, I have left my email address in the description box below. please email me and I would love to pray for you or encourage you in any way that I can in that area. Now, before we move on, I want to just include one more thing. Take time one day to pray and ask the Lord for vision for your life. If you have vision and purpose, it can really help you in overcoming the hopelessness and the defeat and the loneliness that depression comes with. And one more thing, I have found that if I sit down at the end of every week, I try to do this every Sunday and make a to do list, things that I want to get done each day throughout the week. I find that I'm so much more productive. Include within this list people that you would like to get together with throughout your week. Also, try to be around people that are funny and lighthearted, that will make you laugh. That can be such a blessing in overcoming depression as well. Or schedule to watch a few comedy movies throughout the week. I battled so much with depression, I feel like I can do a whole video on things that I've done and how the Lord has helped me to live free from depression. So let me know down below if that's a video that any of you would be interested in watching. Alright, you guys, my whole house is such a mess, but for today's video, we're gonna just focus on the kitchen. And that's a little tip in case you just moved and you have a bunch of boxes throughout your home from your move. Get your kitchen set up first. That's gonna make everything else so much easier. The kitchen really is the hub of the home. That's where we spend the most of our time. So I'm going to just focus on the kitchen for Monday. That way, I feel like everything else that I have to get done will feel a little less overwhelming because the kitchen is such a big space for us. So, this is kind of like how I like to clean our kitchen. And as you can see, it's a huge mess right now. So, we've got a lot of work to do. But for me, the first thing I like to do is put all of the clean dishes away. Now, we got home from camping on Saturday in the evening time, and so the first thing I did after I unloaded our cooler was I loaded the dishwasher with all of the dirty dishes from camping and I set it to wash. But that's all I've done because Sunday we were gone all day. That's kind of the day that I like to just rest and not do a lot of stuff, even around the house. So, yes, that was all I got done. So, I'm just putting the clean dishes away. And then the next thing I like to do is add all of the dirty dishes to the dishwasher. I also wash any dishes by hand that need it at this point in time. And I go ahead and I dry those right away. That way, the only dirty dishes that we have are in the dishwasher being washed. And I'm also going to go ahead and load our cooktop grates into the dishwasher as well because we fried up some wontons last night for dinner and everything got really greasy. Now, as you're getting your house back in order in the beginning of the week, it's important to make a list so you know what you need to restock on as you're cleaning. Like, I realized as I was putting a new dishwasher tab into the dishwasher that we needed more dishwasher tabs. So if you have a list by you the entire time when you go grocery shopping or to get the things you need for your house, you don't have to think about all the things you need. You already have your list ready to go. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to deep clean my pantry. The reason I'm doing this is because we have leftover dried goods from our camping trip, so I want to make room for that in my pantry, but it's also nice to do this to make sure I have a clean and organized pantry for the upcoming holiday season. So, the first thing I like to do when I go to deep clean and reorganize my pantry is empty everything out of my pantry. Now that it's all emptied, I'm going to go through my food, condense what I can from large jars to small jars, throw away anything that's expired, and house the items in any empty containers that I have. Now, the containers that are on the top of my pantry, I purchased these from Walmart and I did not purchase them all at once. What I would do was I would go to Walmart once a month and I would buy 3 to 4 new jars, and over the course of several months, I was able to build up a really nice pantry storage solution for myself. And a little tip that I have for you, if you're wanting to get some good organization going throughout your home, come up with a really simple, easily accessible container system. So, what I did was I chose to organize my home with clear or glass containers, wicker baskets, or white bins because those things you can find at so many different stores, and I'm even able to buy a lot of the things that I use to organize with in my home at Goodwill as well. So once I'm done going through all my food, I'm going to go ahead and label all of my containers with this super inexpensive retro label maker. Now, I love the labels that they have on Instagram and Pinterest where you have a machine that prints off these beautiful sticker labels, but not all of us can afford those. And so I love this label maker because it's only $10. I'll link it down below for you. And it's a way that you can get that really nice, neat pantry look on a budget. So, with everything labeled, I mean, it looks so much more organized when everything's labeled, but this is just a more inexpensive way to get that look. So, I'm going to go ahead and label everything. Now, I am planning on deep cleaning my fridge and freezer, hopefully on either Tuesday or Wednesday. In our fridge, we have 3 large bags of apples, and so on Tuesday, I'm going to start making apple butter and apple pies to freeze to have over the holidays. And like I've said several times already, it's good to spread out your to-do list for throughout the week so you're not overwhelmed trying to cram everything in on one day. When you spread your house to-do list out throughout the week, you give yourself space to focus on one task at a time. And what I mean by that is you give yourself space in your mind so you're not totally overwhelmed. Also ensuring that whatever you do, it is done excellently because you're not rushing through it trying to get on to the next thing. And like I said before, on Sunday, I made a list on my phone of what I want to get done Monday through Friday around the house to get it back in order. That way, it's all written down and I don't have to worry or stress about all I need to get done. And I just mark off each task as I complete it throughout the week, and this will also give you a great sense of accomplishment as well. So now that we're finished with the pantry, we are ready to move on to the other areas in the kitchen. The next thing I like to do is put everything that's out on the countertops back in their proper places. I do have this desk area in my kitchen, and this is where I like to study. I like to plan out my week and do all of my list here for the week, things that I want to get done. And then I also edit my videos here, but my problem with this space is it just doesn't really inspire me. And this is where I do a lot of my work. So this should be an inspiring, motivating work corner that I have here in my kitchen. So one thing I'm going to do after I'm done tidying it up is I'm going to decorate this space with things that I already have on hand. Now, while we were camping, we did go into town one day and I went to a super awesome thrift store and I was able to thrift a few things for this space that I'm going to add to it. And another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to type up my to-do list for the week and put it on my corkscrew board here. That way, if I don't feel like looking at the list on my phone, I have it right here in front of me, and it's just a great reminder for me of things that I need to get done. And I also typed up a list of people that I would like to contact throughout the week, whether it's sending them a text, letting them know I'm thinking about them, or scheduling dinner dates for my husband and I. I just went ahead and I took this wicker caddy that I purchased from a flea market and I added this wooden bowl that I got while we were camping at the thrift store and these rolling pins for baking. I like to collect these anytime I find them when I'm thrifting or shopping. So I added those to the back and then I found these crate and barrel candles at the thrift store while we were camping as well, and I just added those. Now, In about 10 minutes, I didn't film this part, but I ended up taking those napkins out of that caddy and I put them in another caddy that I have stored in our cabinet space. I just didn't like the way they looked, but I am obsessed with the way my new little workspace looks. It's so cozy and so inspiring, and it really does encompass so much of my style. I love big chunky pieces of wood. I love wicker. I love creams and tan colors, and I just love to create a minimalist clean space that's modern, but at the same time having that cottage cozy feel. So I feel like I kind of achieved that look. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. But now that I am done with this little desk area in my kitchen, I'm going to go ahead and clear off the rest of the counter spaces in my kitchen, putting everything back in its proper place. And then once I am done with that, I'll show you what I do next. But as you can see, our living room is also a total disaster, but I'm going to tackle that tomorrow. And you may be able to tell, but we don't have any couches in our living room. Before we went camping, I actually sold our couches, and so that's something that in the next few weeks, my husband and I are going to do. We're going to purchase a couch. I will definitely video that because that's going to be a ton of fun and it's going to change the look of our living room, especially the look of how it is right now, which is totally bare. I mean, not totally bare, but it looks like that without a couch in it. So. Now that everything that is out on the island is put back in its proper place, I'm going to go ahead and make my own homemade all-purpose cleaner, which is just equal parts of water and distilled vinegar with 10 to 15 drops of orange essential oil and a few pumps of dish soap. And then I just like to shake it really well and spray it all over my countertops. Let it sit for about 5 minutes and then wipe it all down. And then once the island is all wiped down, I also go ahead, I didn't catch this on film, but I did spray our Berkey and our refrigerator and our oven, the surface of it, with my homemade glass cleaner, and I wiped those down as well. And that glass cleaner is super easy. It's just equal parts of rubbing alcohol and water with your choice of essential oil, and I think I use lemon for that. But now we are ready to move on to this side of the kitchen, so I'm going to go ahead and tidy it up, putting everything back in its proper place where it goes, throwing any trash away. And then what I like to do is I like to remove everything that I normally have set out on this counter surface onto the island. I like to wipe everything down, and that way when I go to wipe down the countertops, they're all cleared off. And that way when I go to redecorate this space and put everything back, it kind of gives me inspiration because it's like I'm working with a clean palette. So sometimes I'll put my counter decor back differently when I go to do this, and it just kind of changes up the look without having to spend money on new decor. So I did change things around a bit, and I also brought out all of my cutting boards because I am planning on doing a lot of cooking and baking this holiday season. So I kind of like to just have those out on the counter for easy access anyways. So yes, that's what I'm doing here. All right, now the last thing I have to do before I'm totally done for the day is tidy up the dining room table. I'm going to just put everything back in its place where it goes, and I'm also going to take the trash out. Now, I'm not going to water my plants until tomorrow morning, but for now, This is just gonna have to do. And then I'm going to move all of the chairs out into the living room and I'm going to sweep and mop. And that is all that I'm doing for today, which is Monday. Now, this did take me all day to do because I stopped halfway through and I took a nap. I really just took my time. I enjoyed my day. I don't like to wear myself out to try to get a bunch of stuff done. I like to take my time and enjoy the process, and I hope that you guys enjoyed the process with me. I hope you were able to get a lot of tips along the way. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It means so much. And stay tuned because this whole week is going to be me getting my house back in order so I can be ready for the holiday season, which I'm so excited about. Let me know in the comment section below which holiday videos you would like me to do this season for you. But until next time, I love you guys so much. Bye.